Like in the US, there are pre-certification procedures available in Canada that can put an early end to the action and benefit the defense. The approach to such motions and whether they are heard before, at, or after certification has evolved over time and differs across Canadian jurisdictions.
For a long time in Ontario, the courts were quite hostile to pre-certification motions and emphasized the general principle that certification should be the first procedural motion heard.
But a major change occurred in 2020, when Ontario's class proceeding legislation was amended. It now provides that where a motion is made prior to certification that may dispose of a proceeding in whole or in part or narrow the issues, that motion must be heard prior to certification or together with certification.
There is very little case law interpreting this new rule in Ontario, but the limited case law that is available is encouraging. Courts have held that class action defendants have a presumptive right to have certain motions heard prior to certification.
In contrast, the courts in British Columbia have a much longer tradition of taking on pre-certification motions of all kinds and dismissing claims on the merits by using summary procedures than other Canadian jurisdictions.
In a number of British Columbia cases, courts granted dispositive pre-certification motions, including challenges based on jurisdiction or arbitration agreements, motions to strike a claim, and motions for summary judgment.
In relation to motions for stays of proceedings pending arbitration, there has been a great deal of success for defendants lately. The rules of various arbitral institutions have been enhanced to ensure expedited hearings for small value claims and allow for the consolidation of arbitrations. This has made it harder for plaintiffs to allege that arbitration clauses are unconscionable or that they act as a barrier to the resolution of disputes.
Quebec is an outlier in terms of class action procedure compared to the rest of Canada. The certification process is referred to as authorization. Pre-authorization motions are generally limited to defense motions for leave to adduce evidence or to examine the representative plaintiff, and both of these are granted sparingly.
All in all, the key takeaway for defendants is that an increasing availability of knockout pre-certification motions in Ontario and BC puts more pressure on plaintiffs to closely evaluate their claims. When plaintiffs face the prospect, not just of the low bar of certification, but of the higher bar of, for example, summary judgment, the expectation is that they will think more carefully about the cases they pursue.